I'd like to call the December meeting of the Augusta County School Board to order. And our first order of business is pledge to the flag. If you all would stand and join us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First of all, appreciate all of you coming out tonight, and we're going to do our very best to get done and get you home before it snows. And now saying that, it probably won't snow now, and that's okay too. First thing on our agenda is the consent agenda. Are there any changes to the consent agenda?
So I did make one update to the building use request spreadsheet, and that is in your notebook.
Okay. Everything else is the same as what we got in the
Yes, sir.
email? All right. If you want to take a minute and look at it, that's fine, but we will need a motion to approve a consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I might make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented
Second.
with the,
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Next is delegations. And I will turn that over to you.
Okay. We have several speakers this evening, and if it's okay, I'll call them up by threes. The first one we have is Corey Lynn Newman. Then it'll be followed by Joshua Cox and Jeremy Nance.
Okay. Corey Lynn Newman. I don't see anybody coming forward. So we'll move on. Mr. Cox, I think you're next on the list.
Thank you, Ray. Good evening, Board. I would like to give my thanks to three special and important individuals here tonight. First off, I'd like to start with Timmy Simmons, as this will be his last school board meeting. I want to thank you for your dedication to your district and to your town of Churchville and the rest of your district. I would also like to give my thanks to Eric Bond and all of his 6 a.m. phone calls for snow days. And then lastly, I would like to thank Donna Wells, as this will also be her last school board meeting. And it's been a nice little journey. And I'm actually going to close on a famous quote by Patrick Henry, which is your favorite, by the way, and that is, "Give me liberty or give me death."
thank you,
Thank you.
Josh. Thank you.
Mr. Nance, I think you're up next.
How are y'all doing? Start off, I was kind of a little disappointed at the last meeting when you said didn't want to do a survey because it'd only be the, noisemakers or however you word it, or the complainers. I mean, as an elected official, you should be wanting to hear the complaints as well as the praises to better the schools. I mean, I've heard you say before that when people brought complaints up that, oh, that's stuff that happens in Northern Virginia. Well, I remember a couple years ago, a couple of the complaints that were brought up. Actually, it was a teacher's aide just charged in October for sexual stuff with, or indecent liberties with students. And I've heard before say that stuff like that didn't happen in Augusta County. And it was 3 years ago that Mr. Freeman that at Wilson was charged with sexual assault or battery. So unfortunately, you got to listen to complaints, because when you say you don't want to hear complaints, people don't come forward with stuff like that. And then the ones that are doing that stuff are allowed to continue doing it because the complaints ain't coming forth because the people were afraid that their complaints aren't going to be heard. So I just take it offensive that you would say something like that, but hopefully moving forward, you'll want to hear all the complaints as well as the praises for the things that are happening in Augusta County Public Schools. And in closing, I want to thank Timmy Simmons for your last 4 years. You've done an excellent job. You've listened to the complaints when people were brought to them and addressed them the best that you could. Dr. Bond, you've had a long tenure at the Augusta County Public Schools. Best wishes in your endeavors going into retirement. Donna, it's been a pleasure talking to you over the last few years. Hope you enjoy retirement and keep Butch straight. So have a good evening.
Next, we'll have John Ochiltree and Fonda Morris.
Good evening, Board, Dr. Bond. Good to be here. Just want to say about 12 years ago, the then school board of Augusta County selected a man to serve as the Augusta County School Board Superintendent. He grew up through the system, as I like to say. He was a teacher, a coach, athletic director, principal. He had numerous central office positions, many of them I can't remember. In fact, I can't remember any of them at all, but sorry. He came in to the school system with a 10-year plan, which was impressive. And I think everything that he planned in that 10-year plan happened. We built 2 new schools in Castle and Wilson. We had additions at Wilson Middle School, built new middle schools on their respective high schools, which for the Pastures District was quite an endeavor. It enabled kids from Deerfield and Craigsville to get to school much quicker. He has been quite the superintendent for Augusta County Schools. And Dr. Bond, you will be sorely missed. I cherish my time that I was on the school board with you. Ms. Wells, same thing. I cherish that time as well. I know Dr. Bond has a statewide reputation in a good way, professionally. I have learned that from many of the school board meetings I've been to in Williamsburg. He will be sorely missed, but I think he is leaving behind a very capable successor in Dr. Troxel, because he was her role model. And again, I just thank you for your time as Augusta County Superintendent. Appreciate it very much. You've done a tremendous job. And if I did anything right when I was on the school board before, it was to vote you in. Okay. Thank you all.
Good evening, I'm Fonda Morris. I am the principal at Stewart Middle School, but I'm here just tonight as a Augusta County citizen. Dr. Bond, I would thank you again, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to thank Allison for letting Augusta County have your awesome husband, and good luck. Actually, I came tonight because Donna wanted to thank you. You know, the people on the school board do a lot, and I got my start with you as a student teacher back in 1990, and learned a lot and have continued to learn a lot. I've always appreciated your support, and more importantly, the students and the staff in Augusta County appreciate you. You've always been there. You know, you say things, but you follow it up, and you've always had our back. We appreciate that. So thank you for taking care of Augusta County citizens, mainly the students, and inspiring so many educators. So we appreciate you and wish you the best.
Okay, actually, Corey Lynn Newman, you'll be next, followed by Butch Wells and Amy Farthing.
Good evening, members of the board. I am here tonight as a mother whose daughter did the right thing and was punished for it. On Friday, November 14th, my daughter came forward and reported being sexually harassed by a teacher at her school. She followed every rule, every procedure, and showed remarkable courage in speaking up. Since then, the school administration has been incredibly helpful and transparent. They've communicated with us and shown real concern for my daughter's well-being, and I truly appreciate their support. But despite that, my daughter was still called a liar, and she was suspended from school for 2 days by central office. The teacher she accused remains in the classroom without consequence, and worse, continues to speak poorly about her. This teacher has emailed her cheer coach, calling her a liar and untrustworthy, has been making negative comments about her during his classes, and has even spoken ill of her to my younger daughter directly, who is also in his class. That is completely unacceptable and deeply unprofessional of a school teacher. Meanwhile, my daughter hasn't been allowed to cheer during the postseason football games or allowed to compete in the UCA Virginia Regional, something she worked for all year and earned through dedication and perseverance, causing her squad to have to change their entire routine at 6 a.m., the day of competition. She is being punished for her courage while the adult responsible faces no accountability. I filed a Title IX complaint with the school board last Tuesday, November 25th, because I believed in this district's promise of fairness and protection for every student. Yet I have to call or email just for an update from this board. No progress, no transparency, just giving me the runarounds with timelines. I have also met with attorney Tim Anderson and filed an Office of Civil Rights complaint with the Department of Education with his help. My daughter stayed home from school today because she needed a mental health day. This entire situation and how it has been handled has really taken a toll on her mental health. While the crippling mental health crisis we have in our school districts, I would expect this board to take this matter seriously. When Mr. Childs called me earlier after I submitted my request to speak tonight, I didn't receive any real updates or support from my daughter. He did, however, ask if I was speaking about this situation tonight and informed me that if it involves a student or teacher, it should be addressed during the closed session, once again trying to silence me from speaking on my daughter's behalf. This school board may have silenced my daughter, but you will not silence her mother. I don't need a closed discussion with this board. The public deserves to know how their school board handles these reports. This is bigger than my family. It's about every student who might one day need to speak up. What message do we send when the one who reports misconduct is punished, while the accused continues to teach and belittle their student? I am asking this board to take immediate action to not only protect my daughter and all students in Augusta County, and to ensure that retaliation stops and reports are taken seriously at the time it is first reported. Our students deserve safety, dignity, and the assurance that when they speak up, adults will stand behind them, not silence them. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, we're going to do a little bit different thing tonight. We're tag teaming, so we're probably going to go over the 3 minutes, so don't tell me to go sit down, please. Give us a few extra minutes. First, I'd like to start out by, I've known Timmy for a long time. And Timmy, I don't know how you juggled 2 jobs, public service jobs especially. So I want to thank you for being a member of this board and doing the job that you've done, in addition to your law enforcement job. It couldn't have been easy. But Mr. Chairman, the main reason I'm here, I'm wearing several different hats tonight. I'm wearing the hat of a private citizen, that being the most proud one I'm wearing, but I'm also wearing a hat as a member of the Board of Supervisors, and I'm also wearing the hat of being the Vice Chairman of the Board of Supervisors. And all my comments are going to be directed towards Dr. Bond. Dr. Bond's a very special individual. The respect that I have for the man, I really can't put into words. He's been an ultimate professional. Every interaction I've had with him, it's always Mr. Wells. I said, you need to call me Butch or Chief or something besides Mr. Wells, but, and I don't think I've ever called him anything except Dr. Bond. And so I think that speaks to the mutual respect we have for each other. I've been in different situations with Dr. Bond, whether we're discussing budget, whether we're discussing special events, whether we are discussing upcoming possibilities and projects. He has always been upfront and a professional and honest with the way he's dealt with me and the way he's dealt with other members of our board of supervisors. He's never been non-professional with us. Although he's had reasons, once in a while, to lose his temper, he never did. He's the ultimate professional. I had a conversation with a gentleman a week or so ago, unrelated, and somehow we got around on the school board. And this gentleman has been around a long time in not only the field of education, but in local government, local politics, and state politics. And he said, Butch, I want you to know one thing. I said, yes, sir, what's that? He said, you know you're losing the best superintendent of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I said, yes, sir, I know that. Dr. Bond, you're going to be sorely missed, sir. But I wish you the best in your retirement, and I hope you enjoy your retirement as much as I've enjoyed mine. Yes, sir. Now, this is my daughter, well, our daughter. And she has a few words she'd like to speak.
Hi, I'm Amy Farthing, and I'm going to share a few words about my mom, Donna Wells. For over 5 decades, my mom has served in Augusta County in various educational roles. And I'd like for us to take a moment to think about how much the face and the climate of education has changed over the span of 5 decades. My mom was a classroom teacher for 30 years. As one of her students, I can testify to the fact that she was tough. Maybe more so on my brother and myself than on everybody else, but all of her students knew that she had high expectations, and she held her students to those expectations. But we also simultaneously knew that she cared deeply about all of us. She worked diligently to build relationships with her fellow teachers, parents, students, and administration for which she worked. I never remember her complaining about her job as a teacher, ever. In grading papers and putting up bulletin boards with her during teacher work weeks, she loved what she did, and it was obvious in the work that she did. Upon retiring, she became adjunct faculty for James Madison University. In this role, she poured into future teachers, plenty of whom, student taught through Augusta County schools. She visited those teachers, she gave advice and suggestions, she encouraged them through frustrations that they may have had. She adored this role, and I heard many stories about the students that she worked with and the amazing ways that they were impacting classrooms that they were a part of. When my mom put her name in to fill a uncompleted term on the school board, I stood here and spoke on her behalf. She has served on the school board now for 10 years. She has worked hard to represent her constituents, even though opinions have varied on, she had to just represent a varying array of opinions. She made it a massive priority to be present in the schools so that the students, the teachers, and the administration knew that they had her support. She has shown up over and over again, missing only 2 meetings in her 10 years of service on this board. I'm proud of you, Mom. Congratulations. You have served so well, always leading with your heart and with the conviction to do what was right for all of the students and the staff in Augusta County schools. Thank you for committing your life to making a difference for all of the right reasons. Thanks.
Thank you all. And I think one more,
We have one more. Our last speaker will be Doug Shiflett.
okay? Now, what report do you have tonight?
Is this about me or you or whoever else you want? I can make up a report for you.
Oh, yeah, I would say he did that all the time, but I know he didn't.
Now I'm here tonight.
It's nice to have you back, Doug.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Nice to be here, nice to see everybody here. And that's kind of why I'm here. I have a unique perspective of being able to work with you as board members, whether it's in open session, closed session, on the phone, individual, behind closed doors. And it's a job that is not given much thanks. And you have to listen to a lot of different opinions, ideas, some factual, some partially factual. And you have to decide which is true and what you have to go on regarding school board policy. It is very difficult making decisions that you have to make, so that's why I'm here tonight, to thank you as a school board for all that you do, to work together as much as you can, to be able to make the right things happen for kids and staff. So if you don't mind, I just have something brief to say. I stand before you tonight to share a public thank you to the board for their time and efforts in working with each other and the staff to provide the best learning environment for all of our students and teachers. I also want to thank Mr. Greg Troxel for his leadership and drive while taking care of our buildings and overseeing athletics for over a decade. And to Dr. Bond for pouring your mind, heart, and soul into this community for the betterment of all. I wish you both the best in your retirement. Dr. Bond, you're a humble man who does not want to be in the limelight. I fully understand that. Therefore, I will be brief. Your career has been an amazing journey from teaching, coaching, athletic director, assistant principal, director of personnel, assistant superintendent, and superintendent. Your professional skills and personal touch have guided Augusta County Public Schools to evolve as a leader in the valley and region. You have achieved many lofty goals, directed change to ensure that ACPS continues to provide a safe and nurturing educational setting that also includes a great curriculum. You have developed a team that will carry on your insight while overcoming whatever is next. Thank you for your leadership and your foresight. But remember to take moments during the remaining days of this month to reflect on what you have achieved while you continue to pass on any further knowledge to your work family. Many accomplishments as well as procedures have been successfully completed to make Augusta County a better place for students and staff. I will not list them all because I actually have a tea time tomorrow morning, so I don't want to be late. Your direction has provided positive results time and time again. I commend you for your 33 years of allowing all of us and thousands of others to be a part of your work family. Now, I briefly want to share a few lyrics from a song that I've shared before. The song is actually entitled, Am I Wrong? And I think it speaks highly about what you are to everyone. You are not wrong for thinking outside the box where most stay. You are not wrong for saying that you choose another way. If one thing I know, you will fall, but you will grow. You are not wrong for trying to reach the things that you can't see. Continue to have a vision. My prediction, you'll be on top of the world. Dr. Bond, thank you for your passion and dedication to Augusta County Public Schools. I wish you the best in whatever you decide to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know how we're going to top all that, but we're going to move on. Correspondence, Dr. Bond.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I do have one excellent correspondence I'd like to share with everybody. And Patrick Height may have even beat me to this, but we were notified that the outstanding students from Craigsville Elementary School will have their artwork featured on the Virginia tree beside the National Christmas tree in the President's Park in Washington, D.C. This beloved holiday tradition made possible by the National Park Foundation and the National Park Service features 59 trees, one to represent each U.S. state, territory, and the District of Columbia, as well as the Bureau of Indian Education, Department of Defense Education Activities, and America 250. Adorned with ornaments designed by K-12 students, the ornaments designed by Craigsville Elementary School students celebrate the unique culture, landmarks, and history of Virginia, bringing a piece of home to the nation's capital. Ms. Sarah Blouse, the preschool teacher at Craigsville Elementary School, who has spearheaded this endeavor, was quoted as saying, "Our school feels honored to have been selected to create ornaments representing Virginia. They depict what students love the most about our heartfelt state," end quote. The display is open to the public starting December 6th through January 1st and is free for all visitors. And you can also see the kids' ornaments online at the nationaltree.org /ornaments. That's all one word, nationaltree.org/ornaments, and you can see our kids' ornaments. So outstanding news. Congratulations for not only local, state, but national recognition for our fine folks and students at Craigsville Elementary School. So we're very proud of them. That's all I have, sir.
Well, congratulations. We might have to look that up. Okay, next is a VDOT easement request. Or is it just information?
It's an update. We've been working very closely with VDOT here the last couple weeks, and we're trying to get some, the easement language and resolution resolved. That is not quite ready for you yet, so you will be able to look at that and hopefully approve that easement at your January meeting. However, I did want to give the board an update, and this has to do with the VDOT project at the Wilson Post. As you know, we've talked about for a number of years, the traffic pattern there with the number of schools, number of residents, the Woodrow Wilson workforce, and having one way in and one way out. There's always been some traffic issues there and has been for years and years and years. So this is the first step with VDOT to try to solve some of that, the traffic flow and traffic problems. So the first slide I want to show you, and I understand it's a little bit difficult to read, but you have it in front of you, but you also have it on the screen above you. And I'm going to use the pointer from here. Dr. Griffin, I'm trying not to shine in your eyes. But this area here is Waynesboro, this is Stanton, and this is Route 250 going, this is Mr. Swartzel's store right here. So this will be turning right into the Wilson Post. And the first object they're going to do, if I can keep my hand steady, is they're going to add, there's Mr. Childs with the cursor there helping you. They're having a dedicated right-hand turning lane that will go into the post. That lane will actually then turn into a double lane going towards the post, and the right-hand lane that's shaded in gray will actually be dedicated to go straight into Wilson Elementary School turn. They're going to extend that off on 250 as well, so hopefully the backup that stays on 250 during those critical commute hours in the morning and the afternoon will be help resolve with the flow of traffic. On the upper side there, the other addition they're going to do, they're going to add an additional right-hand turning lane. Currently, there are only 3 lanes there. There's 2 left-hand lanes if you're coming out of Wilson Post on Life Corps Drive. And the right-hand lane now currently either go straight or turn right. So that does create a backup if you want to go towards Stanton, but somebody wants to go straight and they can't get to the intersection. So by adding the additional right-hand turning lane, that will allow now 4 lanes. 2 of them will be turning left, one will be going straight on Life Corps, then one will be turning right on 250 towards Stanton. So that's part 1 of phase 1 of this project. The next part, the next slide, is the world-famous roundabout that's been proposed. Mr. Childs, you have that diagram? So this is the roundabout that they're proposing, not proposing, it's, they're going to build it. And so the lay of the land here, if you will, this area right here, this is the property of Wilson Elementary School. This is the Gulf School / Valley Career Technical Center property. These are our old office buildings at the Wilson Post, and this is the softball field. So this is the intersection there where you can either go, left to Wilson Rehab Center, or you could go straight to Wilson High School, or you could turn into the backside of Wilson Elementary School. We affectionately call this the triangle, those of us that have lived on a post for a while. So right now, they're proposing to do a roundabout. Well, it's not, again, I keep saying proposing. They are going to do a roundabout. I think, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, they're supposed to start this summer, once they get all the documents and the easements and everything signed. The purpose of the easement piece, as you can see here, and I know it's incredibly hard to see with the lines, but they are going to come onto our property with easements on Augusta County Public Schools property as well as Valley Career Technical Center property. And to do that, they have to have a resolution from this board, and they have to have an easement. Again, we're finalizing the language between your attorney and their attorney. I just want to make you aware that this is on the docket, and talk with Dr. Troxel. It will be on your agenda at your January meeting to approve the resolution and the easement. One of the particulars of the easement, because they are coming on their land, there's compensation for that, and right now it's a little over $157,000 that VDOT will be providing to Augusta County Schools when you allow them the easement for this project. So that's the update I have. More to come at your January meeting, but again, I wanted to at least set the table for you to see at least the 2 diagrams, and when Dr. Troxel and her team present this to you at your January meeting, you'll have some sort of idea of the scope of the project. I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
Any questions on the roundabout or the easement? Wilson needs some help over there getting in and out, and hopefully this will help eliminate some of that problem. Moving on, staff reports. Dr. Bond, you're
Yes,
up
sir.
again.
Thank you. First, we have dates of interest. Again, a busy month, actually a busy 2 months for you. But December 8th is a Personnel Policy Committee. That'll be here at Central Office in our Tech Lab at 2 o'clock. December 10th, we have a called meeting at Valley Career and Technical Center. That will be at 11 o'clock. On December 11th, we have our new school board orientation meeting. That will be here in my office. We'll do that from 10 o'clock until 5:30. December 16th is Region 5 Superintendent's Meeting. Lynchburg City Schools will be hosting that. December 19th is the end of the first semester. Moving into the holidays, December 22nd through January 6th is a holiday for the students. December 23rd through the 26th is a holiday for all 12-month employees. And December 30th through January 2nd is also a holiday for all 12-month employees. Moving into January, January 1 and 2 is a holiday for everyone. No school for the kids on January 5 and 6. That will be teacher work days and professional learning days as we get started on second semester. The Vast Winter Conference is January 5 and 6. That will be in Richmond. January 7th is the first day of second semester. On January 8th, you have your regular school board meeting, 6:30 here at the Government Center. Then you have your annual retreat on January the 15th. That will be at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning, and Dr. Trox will get more information to you on the timing of that event. But if you can put that on your calendars, that would be great. January 20th is Region 5 Superintendent's Meeting. Amherst County will be hosting that. January 24th is the Shenandoah Valley Job Fair. That this year, we're going to have that at our Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. The snow date for that would be January 31st. And then January 27th is the ACEA Leadership Meeting with Dr. Troxel and her team. Also in your packet, you should have several fine arts calendar events that are coming up here in the holiday season. So I will leave that to your review and certainly would encourage you to attend as much of these as you can. We certainly have some outstanding students that will be performing over the next several weeks. So again, the only other thing I have on mind is just a reminder at your January meeting, that will be the school board reorganization meeting. And so Dr. Troxel and her team will facilitate that with you, with the new chair, the new vice chair, and then you'll get a slate of your committees that you serve on, and you can determine if you want to change committees, reassign committees, or so forth. So that will be at your January meeting, your reorg meeting. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, as far as staff report.
Okay. Dr. Troxel, personnel action. Oh, you're going to,
jump
okay,
ahead if
we're
that's okay.
switching the batting order up here on me now.
I apologize for
Bring
that.
the heavy hitters in first, right?
Yes.
There you go.
So we're going to jump to the Teachers of the Month recognition. So we are proud to announce that our elementary teacher of the month is Mr. Taz Gebhardt. Mr. Gebhardt is a fourth grade teacher at Guy K. Stump Elementary School, and we celebrate Mr. Gebhardt, who has embraced all the new initiatives of this school year and has used them to guide his instruction and maximize student learning. Mr. Gebhardt currently teaches fourth grade math, and he uses responsive classroom strategies as well to build positive relationships with his students across the entire grade level. Mr. Gebhardt's students know that he believes in them, and they know he has high expectations for them, but this helps them take risks, work hard, and be ready to learn each day. He works hard to develop higher level thinking and deeper learning in his classroom. We celebrate Mr. Gebhardt's efforts to build a positive and resilient classroom and strengthening the 5 C's in order to make math content accessible and relevant for his students. Our middle school teacher of the month is Masako Hikami. Mrs. Hikami is an ESL teacher at Stewart Middle School, and she is our middle school teacher of the month. She works tirelessly to support students learning English as their second language. She helps students make connections between their first language and English so that they can develop their academic vocabulary for success in school. She collaborates with other teachers to provide individualized plans and supports for her students in order to access their instructional materials and lessons every day. She also plans lessons to help students become acclimated and understand American culture. One great example of this recently was prior to Thanksgiving break, she had to teach a lesson on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and what each of those means to the unique cultural aspects of both the holiday and the traditions at this time of year for her students. Ms. Akami's work with students learning English plays an important role in helping them succeed in and out of the classroom, and we thank her for her efforts. And our high school teacher of the month is Mrs. Martha Michael. Mrs. Michael teaches chemistry and biology too at Stuart Draft High School. Mrs. Michael is known for her energy, enthusiasm for her content, but most importantly, her care and connection to her students. Her classroom is engaging and challenging, and students know they are held to high expectations when they walk in her lab. They also know they are in a classroom community that asks them to challenge themselves, be respectful of each other, and not be afraid to learn from their mistakes. Mrs. Michael gives back to the SDHS community beyond her classroom as well. Outside of her class, she is the National Honor Society advisor and works hard to promote and provide a variety of opportunities for students to fulfill the service side of their commitment to the Honor Society. SDHS NHS students know the importance of community service and are sure to meet her expectations. She has also become the voice of the Draft Express Marching Band. Students and fans hear her loud and clear from the press box every home game, as well as their annual competitions, supporting and promoting the band students. She connects with students in and outside of her classroom and is a model for her students in giving back to her community. So we thank all three of our outstanding teachers of the month. Thank you.
Okay, who's up next? Who's on first? That's right.
Good evening. In your blue folders, you have the personnel action. I will call your attention to the fact that there are 12. So we would need to insert 11 and 12 accordingly. If you look down the page, there's a number missing, so we would just make that 11, 12. I will give you all a few moments to review the personnel action. As always, if there are any questions, we can eliminate, or excuse me, exclude by number and discuss in your closed meeting.
And as always, we will need a motion on personnel action.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the personnel action as presented.
Is there a second?
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve personnel action as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have one more personnel item this evening, if I may.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask Mr. Dan Lehman if he would join me at the podium. As the president and CEO of the Community Foundation of the Central Blue Ridge, Mr. Lehman is no stranger to Augusta County Public Schools. Our school division and others have benefited from his advocacy and tireless work to support our communities and students. Mr. Lehman recently met with me and the Endowment Committee, which includes Dr. Ball, Mr. Childs, Mrs. Meyerhofer, Mr. Ward, and Mrs. Wells. As a result of that meeting and with the support of the school board, we have a special announcement to make this evening.
Augusta County Public Schools established an endowment at the Community Foundation in 2002, the balance of which has grown to over $120,000. The Endowment Committee of the School Board feels that utilizing the annual distributions from that fund to support scholarships for Augusta County graduates is a fitting tribute to Dr. Eric Bond's dedication and commitment to the long-term success of our students.
The first recipients of the Dr. Eric W. Bond Scholarship will be selected from our class of 2026, and all graduating seniors who complete the Community Foundation's scholarship application by March 3rd will be considered. A press release regarding the establishment of this new scholarship has been prepared and will be delivered to all media contacts tomorrow.
Well, it's a great honor for me and the Community Foundation to be involved in establishing a scholarship fund in honor of Dr. Bond. Now you know why I'm here tonight. He's one of the most decent, caring, and professional people I know, and this scholarship will truly reflect his legacy of commitment to the personal success of Augusta County's youth. As noted, we'll initially tap the available annual distributions from the Augusta County Public Schools Endowment Fund that we administer. However, we have also set up a separate fund, the Dr. Eric W. Bond Scholarship Fund, to receive contributions from community members who wish to honor you in this way, many of whom have already done so. As noted, a joint press release has been prepared and will be sent to the media tomorrow. Dr. Bond, thank you so much for your remarkable record of service to this community, and congratulations on your pending retirement.
Dr. Bond, on the occasion of your retirement, we feel there is no better way to honor you and thank you for your commitment to the students, families, and employees of Augusta County Public Schools. We ask that you return in the spring to assist us and the Community Foundation in establishing the criteria for the scholarships that will now bear your name. Thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda, special recognitions. Dr. Bond,
Yeah.
put you on the spot.
Let me see if I can get through this. My staff knows that I'm a pretty emotional person, so they're not shocked by the tears, but anyway. A couple special recognitions for us that I'm excited to present to the board and to our audience tonight. First of all, I do want to recognize Greg Troxel. Greg has been a lifelong resident of Augusta County Schools. He has lived pretty much in the area where he grew up, in the area where he works his whole entire life. He is a tireless worker. He is a dedicated administrator, and he has served over 38 years, close to 38 years in public education, with the last 10 and a half serving as our Director of Maintenance and Operations. And he has done just a fabulous job with making our schools better and safer and more efficient with his tireless effort and work. And he's been a dear friend of mine since 1989. So I'm very happy for him and the Troxel family on his retirement. And Greg, I wish you well. And between you and me and Dr. Shiflett, we've got some tea times to make ourselves. So I'm not sure tomorrow, Doug, is going to work out for you, but I'm just saying. So congratulations, Greg. We greatly appreciate you very much. Secondly, I want to recognize and thank Mr. Simmons for his 4 years of service to our school board. Serving this role takes time, commitment, and a willingness to step up into difficult conversations, and we appreciate the dedication he has shown throughout his term. As a law enforcement officer, Mr. Simmons brought a unique and valuable perspective to our board. His experience in public safety shaped his strong focus on school security, an issue that is important to every family, every staff member, and every student in our district. He consistently challenged us to think critically about how we protect our schools and to consider the safety implications behind the decisions we make. Board service is never easy. It requires balancing many viewpoints, weighing complex issues, and making decisions that affect the entire community. Throughout his time on the board, Mr. Simmons approached these responsibilities with focus and dedication. His commitment to what he believed was best for the district was unmistakable. We respect the time he invested, the perspective he offered, and the willingness he showed to take on a role that demands courage, patience, and resilience. His contributions, especially his focus on strengthening school safety practices, will continue to influence the district. Mr. Simmons, thank you for your service to this board, to our community, and to our schools. We extend our appreciation and wish you the very best in years ahead. On behalf, and we have a small token of appreciation. Mr. Trox will help me with that. I don't know if you can see it, but we do have a chair with you that has our school logo embedded in the back of the chair. And if you need help getting that home, just let me know. We can deliver it to your house. But that is your gift for your 4-year service on the board, so thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you.
Additionally, we want to express our gratitude to Mrs. Wells. For the past several terms on the school board, Mrs. Wells has served our school board with integrity, purpose, and a steadfast belief in what the public education should be. As a former teacher, Mrs. Wells brought with her the insight that only comes from standing in front of a classroom, caring for students if they were her own, and doing the hard, joyful, meaningful work that great teaching requires. She entered her role on the board with a teacher's heart, one that instinctively puts children first, one that understands the value of supporting the educators who shape their futures, and one that never loses sight of human impact behind every decision. Over these several years, Mrs. Wells has been a voice of students who needed a champion. She's been a supporter of teachers who needed encouragement, and she's been a steady leader when challenges required patience, courage, and clarity. Her love for children is evident in every conversation, every question, and every vote. Her respect for teachers is woven into the very support in every moment she spent advocating for better resources and better opportunities. Mrs. Wells, thank you for giving so much of your time, your wisdom, your compassion, and your heart. Thank you for believing in the power of education, and thank you for reminding all of us why this work matters. On behalf of the entire school district, we honor and appreciate you, and we wish you continued joy and fulfillment in whatever comes next. Congratulations, Mrs. Wells, and thank you for everything. You too have a chair as a gift, and we appreciate you, and thank you for all your hard work and commitment.
Thank you, Dr. Bond. I can't say anything.
School board members, Mr. Ward.
I think the first big thing I'd like to do is congratulate the Buffalo Gap football team for their success. And, you know, that I just love seeing people take a new step in advancing what they're doing. And Gap just has really come together this year. And I just think that we need to thank them and encourage as they head out. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or not. I guess it all depends on the weather, okay, what's going to happen this weekend. But anyway. Saturday. But I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So anyway, we'll see. But anyway, just wanted to congratulate them and just wanted to share with you that we'll have a greater vested interest in Riverheads starting next semester, because I will have 2 grandsons that are going to be going to Riverhead School. They're moving to the community, and they'll be here at Christmas. And on January, they start at Riverheads Elementary School, both of them. So.
Mr. Simmons?
Yeah, I just want to say it's been an absolute honor to serve as a school board member, and I just appreciate everyone's just hospitality and patience, and especially Dr. Bond. I echo those same comments that you are absolutely a professional, and you've always been nothing but courteous and professional to me, even when I push your buttons, and I deliberately try to do that sometimes. You keep your cool, and that's tough. That's tough. And everyone has always been very professional regardless of our viewpoints and our differences. And I just want to say that I will miss many of you. And I know this board will do great things moving forward, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Schwartzel?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Well, the first thing is, I was pretty excited that the first round of playoffs, all 5 of our high school football teams played. And I can't remember when that's happened. I mean, so that's pretty impressive. I am excited for Gap being a graduate from there, and I actually coached with Coach Wygant when he was first here, and he was at Wilson. He's done some wonderful things out there. The Fort volleyball girls, what an amazing season. They come up a little short. I mean, that was a tough Radford team. But I do think that we have a lot of good things going on in the county of Augusta when it comes to, well, with everything, and then the athletic part is amazing. I do want to wish Mr. Simmons and Ms. Wells best of luck. I do know that Dr. Bond's emails are probably shortened up about 3 pages. But anyhow, it has been a pleasure, working. I know we don't always see eye to eye, and Ms. Wells, it's always been, I've always tried to look after you like a mom. And then Dr. Bond, there's not much to be said about you that hasn't already been said. I do know when we stood up to applaud him, he said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And it reminds me of the time that when I first got on this board, I think, David, you and I were on the board when he was hired.
Yep.
And I was learning, and I was sitting up here, and somebody was speaking, and they were just ripping into something serious. And I got a little bent out of shape, and so I wanted to respond, like, yeah. And I feel this tap on my leg, and then he slides his, he said, "You can't, correspondence, we don't do that." And I might have sent a note back, maybe saying something, but anyhow, I did not respond, and I learned, but he's a gentleman. He certainly is, and best of luck to him, and I'm certainly looking forward to working with Dr. Troxel and moving forward into next year. That's all I got.
Okay. Dr. Griffin?
Couple of things, excuse me, couple of things. One is, I am,
You might.
microphone. I am excited about GAP's possibilities, that little school out there in the mountains. It's wonderful. And I'm appreciative to the Fort girls for reintroducing me to volleyball. I went to one of their games and had to have a dad explain the rules because I hadn't watched volleyball in years, but that was really quite a ride they had. Also, Dr. Bond, thank you. I've worked under quite a few superintendents, and since I've been on the board, I've become acquainted with a number of other districts in our state, some of which are pretty dysfunctional. So I really appreciate feeling like I'm working in a well-run district, a well-managed district, and I appreciate I've always said to Dr. Bond, I'm not sure any superintendent in the state works longer hours, and I'm still pretty sure about that. So thank you. And then the last thing was just looking forward to next year. 2026 is the 250th anniversary of the colonists getting very serious about having their own country. And there's going to be a lot of wonderful celebrations all around the state. VDOE recently heard the Secretary of Ed speak at a meeting, and she was saying that there are going to be many, many, many educational opportunities for our kids to hear about what the founding of our country was like. And VDOE has collected so far, I just looked at it today, 53 resources. So they've asked places like Mount Vernon or Monticello to give access to films, videos, all kinds of educational materials. So the whole next year, I hope, will be a year in which this district does a lot through our coursework to celebrate
the 250th anniversary of our country, and BDOE is trying to make that easy. So thank you.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes, I'd like to say, Dr. Bond, thank you for the time that you've invested in me personally, helping me kind of get up to speed, and still probably need more help doing that. But thank you so much, and I really appreciate the time, and thank you for your service to our school system for all these years and to our people. And Mr. Simmons, thank you for your service and for your time, and you're a great help to me as well. I'm trying to sift through the sea of information that comes all the time, and so I appreciate that. And Donna, thank you for your encouragement and answering questions, because I lean over and ask you lots of things during the meetings, and I do appreciate your help and your passion and your heart for the school system. It's a great example. And Mr. Troxel, thank you for your time and for your work for our school system and all the different things. But I know it's a big job to take care of the facilities. I wouldn't want to do it. I have one house to maintain, and it's enough for me. But thank you so much. And Dr. Troxel, I look forward to working with you in a new role. That's all I have.
Ms. Wells?
I don't know where to begin. I will say this about Buffalo Gap. I didn't think it was my daughter, maybe, or maybe it was Fonda. Fonda and I had a great time when she student taught with me. That was back at New Hope, and that was before things got real disciplined, I guess I should say. We sure had fun in our classroom, and it gives me great pride to say that Fonda did start by student teaching with me. But also, Coach Wygant was one of my student teachers, and so I'm proud of that. And I was so proud when they, super fella, he was the practicum student who wore a coat and tie every time he came to Stewart Middle School, actually. And you could only appreciate that if you knew how the other students dressed. They dressed as college students. But this has been an enlightening experience, and I am so grateful. I tried today to think of how it is that I actually decided to put my name in to be interviewed to fill in an interim position. And I believe it was Tina Karikoff who said something to me at the deli down the road, and she said, why don't you do that? And I'm like, Anyway, I did, and I was chosen, and it has been wonderful. I cannot choose what part of my service to the community would be my favorite. Dr. Bond, I wasn't teaching when you were the superintendent. I did go through a couple of superintendents, but you came after, I guess when I was working with JMU, but your leadership, your professionalism has taught me so much. And I think even more than considering you the professional that you are, I consider you to be a friend. And a perfect example of that, I'm sorry I have to tell this, he texted me this afternoon and said he would call me later this afternoon so we could talk and catch up, because some of you don't realize that I've had some health issues, and so I haven't seen the board for 2 months. And I think I said to Butch as we got ready to leave to come here tonight, I said, well, Dr. Vaughn must have gotten hung up with the weather, and about that time my phone rang, and it was Dr. Bond. We were ready to walk out the door to come here. So obviously he has more friends than just me. I think those were superintendents that you said you were talking to, but I thank the citizens of Augusta County for their trust in me and for respecting the way I feel, and I know that things will move along fine, and I'll do anything but substitute Fonda. Just remember that. But thank you all. Thank you so very, very much.
Okay. Just a couple of things. I too would like to give a shout out to the Fort volleyball team. I got to watch them play a couple of times this year, and those girls were awesome. Well coached. You know, they can hold their heads up high with what they achieved this year. You know, it was a tough loss in the state championship, but they did very well. Like Mr. Schwartzel, you know, I'm really proud of our football teams when we've got a situation that all 5 of our county schools were in regional playoffs, and that's quite an accomplishment. We had a lot of other students that we'll be recognizing at a later date, I'm sure, for their accomplishments and so forth this fall in athletics and academics and in CTE activities. We've got a lot going on, a lot of good things going on in Augusta County. Mr. Simmons, appreciate your service. You were dedicated to us. I don't think you ever missed a meeting. You were here. And appreciate your help, particularly on school security, an area that you were well versed in, and you helped us a lot in that area. And you know, we appreciate your service and appreciate your time that you spent on the board. And hopefully you and Owen will get to play in the snow tomorrow.
Thank you.
Donna, gosh, we go back a long way. I think you taught some of my kids at one point in time.
I did.
I think both of them, actually. And I can remember them coming home and talking about Ms. Wells. And a couple of things they always said was that she's really nice, but she's really tough. You know, they were always very appreciative of what you did and as a teacher, and then it's been a pleasure working with you on the school board. The perspective that you brought from your many years in education was valuable to all of us as school board members. And wish you the very best. You're going to have your hands full keeping Butch straight. I know he's probably wanting to get in the mountains right now and track down that big buck out there somewhere. But don't be a stranger. You're always welcome to come back and visit with us. Dr. Bond, I don't know what to say. I know this is really a bittersweet for me. I'm very glad that Dr. Bond is eligible to retire and that he's going to be able to spend some time with his wife and on a few golf courses around, and maybe even tailgate at a couple of hockey games, you know. And if I get lucky, maybe he'll invite me up to a box somewhere. You know, he has a friend that has a box, and when it gets cold, I think that's where they go. But, you know, it's bittersweet. I hate to see him leave, but I also know that you have put together a team that is going to be able to carry on and keep Augusta County, you know, keep our schools running properly and keep the opportunities there for our students. And I don't know, I guess you know, I can remember when Dr. Bond was principal over at Stewart's Draft, and I was on the school board. And Dr. Bishop at that time was director of operations for Augusta County Schools. And we were right in the middle of building Wilson Middle School. And be honest with you, things weren't going real well. And Dr. Bishop got the job as superintendent of schools in Radford City. And Dr. McQueen was the superintendent. And we were all going, ooh, who in the world is he gonna, what are we gonna do now? And he said, I got just the guy for this job. He said, I'm gonna recommend that we move Eric Bond from Stuart Draft High School over here to be Director of Operations. And most of us didn't know who Eric Bond was, It's like, well, we'll take your word for it. If he's the guy for the job, we'll take your word for it. We'll move him over here and we'll see what happens. Well, we were very fortunate. Dr. McQueen moved him over, and right in the middle of a bad situation, he just kind of took charge, and lo and behold, we got a middle school out of the deal. So, we go back a long way. And if you ever notice, a lot of times when he greets somebody, he'll say, hello, friend. That's what he's been to Augusta County Schools. He's been a friend. That's all I've got. I think go ahead, I'll let you say something.
Thank you, everybody. I didn't know if I'd have the opportunity to say something at the end, but I feel compelled to. And as emotional as I get, I feel like if I wrote something down, I could read it better than just speaking. So I'm going to do my best, but you may have to read the rest of it for me if I can't get through it. So here it goes. So for the past 27 years, Augusta County has been home to me. I came here as a young assistant principal, and over the years, from the high school principalship to central office and to eventually to the superintendent's chair, I've had the privilege of working alongside some of the most dedicated educators and staff anyone could hope for. I want to express my sincere thanks to the school board, both past and current members who have supported me throughout my career. Their trust, partnership, and commitment to this division have meant more to me than I can say. By the way, I'm not done yet. We got a lot of work to do in the next couple of 3 weeks, folks. So anyway, I want to say how deeply thankful I am to our teachers, administrators, and staff, students, families, and to this entire community. You have shaped my life far beyond any job title. Every day I have been inspired by your dedication and your belief in what public education can do for children. I also want to give a special shout out to my executive staff, both past and present. These senior leaders in our central office have made me a better superintendent every single day. I've intentionally surrounded myself with individuals who are smarter than I am, who challenge me, who support me, and who are deeply dedicated to the success of this school division. Their guidance and hard work have been essential to everything we've accomplished, and I'm profoundly grateful for each of them. All right, this is where it gets hard, so bear with me. I want to thank my parents. They've been wonderful, supportive guides throughout my life, steadfast mentors who taught me the value of hard work, humility, and service. I wouldn't be standing here, excuse me, I wouldn't be sitting here, actually, here without the foundation they gave me. Ms. Morris mentioned my wife earlier. She really deserves a standing ovation. My daughter, my son, there are no words big enough. They have sacrificed so much for me to do this work, and their love and support have carried me through every long night, long day, and every challenge, and I'm endlessly grateful. Serving Augusta County Schools has been the honor of my life. Thank you for your trust, your support, and for allowing me to be part of this extraordinary division. I am leaving with a full heart and immense pride in what we've accomplished together. Thank you.
I think we have a need for a closed session, is that correct?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to Section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific matter: A1 personnel.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second.
Been moved and properly seconded that the board convene in closed session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes